Welcome to the S-Man Storybox podcast and stories telling. Dive into captivating stories filled with life lessons, love, friendship, family dynamics, and emotional twists that resonate deeply. From scandalous dramas to spiritual wisdom, we deliver insights to inspire, heal, and transform. Here's what we offer: heartfelt tales and life lessons, stories that inspire and transform wisdom, true stories, twists of life and love, emotional journeys that move the soul. Whether you're looking for motivation, life advice, or just a great story, this is your storytelling haven. Subscribe now and join the S-Man Storybox family, because every story we tell could be the one that changes your life. Let's keep learning, growing, and sharing, one story at a time. Psalm 91, verses 1 to 10 to 15. Under the shadow of the Almighty, a story from the savannah. In the heart of the vast African savannah, there lived a young shepherd named Jabari. His name meant brave one, but fear often gripped his heart as he tended his flock. By day, he faced prowling lions that lurked in the tall grasses, and by night, the howling wind carried the cries of unseen dangers. Jabari's grandmother, Mama Nia, was a wise and prayerful woman. Every evening, she would sit by the fire and tell him stories of God's faithfulness. One evening, she handed him an old worn scroll and said, "Jabari, this is Psalm 91, a prayer of protection. Recite these words whenever your heart feels troubled. They are like the feathers of an eagle, covering you from harm." The secret place. The next morning, Jabari rose before dawn. As the first rays of sunlight touched the horizon, he walked to a quiet grove of baobab trees and knelt beneath their sprawling branches. There, he recited the words, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust." Jabari closed his eyes, and a sense of peace washed over him. For the first time, he felt the shadow of the Almighty, a divine presence that seemed to wrap around him, like the warmth of the sun. The snare of the fowler. That afternoon, as Jabari led his sheep to a watering hole, he noticed an unusual silence. Suddenly, a lion sprang from the bushes, its golden mane glistening in the sun. Jabari froze, but Mama Nia's words echoed in his heart. "Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence." He whispered a prayer and raised his shepherd's staff. The lion roared, but as it approached, it seemed to hesitate. Its fierce gaze softened, and it turned away, slinking back into the shadows. Jabari stood in awe, his heart pounding. He knew he had been protected by a force far greater than himself. That night, Jabari shared the story with Mama Nia. She nodded knowingly and said, "God's truth is our shield and buckler. When you pray, it's as though His wings cover you, just like a mother eagle shields her young." From that day on, Jabari made it a habit to pray under the baobab trees. He prayed for protection, for courage, and for his village. Word spread, and soon others joined him, drawn by the peace and strength that fell in his prayers. 1,000 shall fall. One fateful day, a pestilence swept through the land, claiming lives and livestock. Fear gripped the village, but Jabari gathered the people and led them in prayer. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Miraculously, the pestilence passed over their village. The people rejoiced, giving thanks to God for His protection. They began to call the Baobab Grove the shadow of the Almighty, a sacred place where prayers were answered and fears dissolved. Victory over the lion and the adder. Years later, Jabari grew into a wise leader, known for his unwavering faith. One day, While tending his flock, he encountered a cobra lying across his path. Instead of fear, he felt a surge of boldness as he remembered the words, "Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet." With a firm step, he walked forward, and the cobra slithered away. Jabari smiled, knowing that God's promises were as steadfast as the ancient mountains. God's promise fulfilled. Jabari lived a long and fruitful life, always dwelling under the shadow of the Almighty. As he grew old, he often told his grandchildren, "Because I set my love upon God, he delivered me. He satisfied me with long life and showed me his salvation." And so, the story of Jabari and the grove of the Almighty became a legend, passed down through generations as a testament to the power of prayer and the faithfulness of God. Reflection: may we, like Jabari, find courage and peace in the secret place of the Most High. Let this story inspire us to trust in God's promises, for his protection and blessings are always with those who call upon his name. Hit subscribe and turn on those notifications because there's so much more to share, and I want you right here with me for every lesson and twist along the way. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And most of all, thank you for being part of the S-Man Storybox family. Let's keep learning, growing, and sharing one story at a time. See you in the next video.